All right, everybody, welcome out to another episode of Windshield Time at Mountainland Supply. I'm Joey. I'm here with our CEO, Brandon Johnson.
Hey, everyone.
And today we're joined by Jon Hansen with an E.
And a Jon, right?
Correct. No H.
No
because
H.
H's are ill.
Yeah.
And we're also here with Spencer Shorts of Sorts.
Mm-hmm.
No H.
That's enough out of you.
Hold on. I think we need to recreate that scene. Like the SNL with Jimmy Fallon.
It's
the Late Show.
It's Late
It's his show.
with
I forgot. Yeah.
Because I'm Hannah with, is it Hannah?
Yeah.
Something with no H, because H's are L.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love Jimmy Fallon.
I'm glad you at least picked up on that.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah.
And we've had some good ones. You and I have connected today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had the one with Hamilton. I mean, we're clicking today.
I still got Hamilton in my head. So, Jon, thanks for coming in. I know this was against your nature that you didn't want to do this.
Very much so.
He's still a little bit pissed. A little bit more pissed than nervous, probably. It's okay.
But you know that you have to give like a 7-minute discourse now.
A soliloquy, if you will.
Okay. Are you ready?
And if you can make it rhyme, it's bonus points.
Drop some rhymes. But the reason why we have you on here is because people know you, respect you, and a lot of people have seen you around the company, and you know they want to know what you're about, dude. What makes you tick?
Okay.
They want to know what you do.
The man behind the title.
They want to know what you do.
Yeah, I've been asked that many times. What's your job, Joe? So we're asking you, what's your job? What do you do?
Well, I'm a regional manager for Mountainland Supply.
Yep.
Of course, you know that. I'm here. So I've been a manager at the West Jordan store for about, I think it's 13 years now.
2 West Jordan stores.
2 West Jordan stores, yeah. I opened up the first West Jordan store, and then we moved about, I want to say it was...
It's probably 8 years ago?
7 years ago.
7?
No, it's 8. In October, it's 8 years ago. We moved to a new West Jordan store.
By the way,
Seems like just yesterday.
That was probably one of the the worst move. Most
that one
horrible
sucked.
It was horrible.
moves. I remember doing that.
The biggest issue with that, because most of the time we're going from a smaller place to a bigger place.
Yeah.
This one we were going from a bigger place to a smaller place.
I think, and I distinctly remember, if you remember, there was like pallets of paperwork upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In
The archives.
For some reason, I was the one that got designated like, hey, can you go through that? And so like I was going,
guy.
I was just like looking at this. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, we had all Mountain States
Yeah.
paperwork from years and years
Old
and years.
tax records.
And I remember it was like anything over 7 years old, throw it away. Like, well, we shredded it, but we'll get a shredding machine in or a company in here. We're going to shred this. Everything else, I think we said just bring it down to MLOR and we'll go through it. But we had to go. I mean, there was everything, invoices. I think there was like payroll docs, if I remember right. I was like,
that was just our stashing place for everything.
yeah. It was the black
They just
hole.
sent it to West Jordan if you were overstocked.
Because you had space.
Yeah, we had space, so they just sent it to West Jordan.
Oh.
But now we do not have space.
Yeah.
We're pretty crammed in
Yeah,
our new
you are.
building.
You are.
So, but we're making it happen.
Yes, you are.
And so you did that. Before that, though, this is claim to fame right here. Jon and I have a connection. What was your time before that?
So I worked at Sprinkler World.
Yeah.
And then Brandon also worked at Sprinkler World.
Yeah, there's a handful of us here.
Yeah.
Harvard Irrigation, Sprinkler World. And you were at the Sandy store.
I was.
Yep. And I remember that. I was young and dumb at that time, still a little wet behind the ears, and you helped me. You trained me, man. I remember that. I remember.
Now look at you.
I'm who
You
I
have a
am
hand in
today.
that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You molded
I
me.
groomed this guy right here to take his,
Let's not say
take his
groomed. The
job.
groom
I mean,
sounds.
it has a negative connotation these days, but back then grooming was okay.
Yeah. We enjoed it back
That's
then.
when grooming was acceptable.
He waited until I was 18. So
No, that's not even grooming. That's just we'll leave it there.
Yeah. Leave that one there, please.
But no, it's you've actually had some people even from the old Sandy store over here too, because we got Travis now, Travis Wilson.
Travis Wilson.
Yeah.
He hired me at Sprinkler World.
Yeah,
Now he's working for us here.
yeah, he's a good dude too.
It's small industry, dude. You can't piss anybody off.
It really is, right?
Yep.
I mean,
You never know where you're going to be.
no, and
Yeah.
who you're going to be working with.
Yeah.
So you first came over. Did you come over as the branch manager?
No, I came over as an irrigation
like
counter
guy, right?
Yep.
Because we still had Ford here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ron Ford was
he was still the manager over there.
So when I started, I worked at the 33rd South store. I worked there for about 4 months, and then I moved over to the West Jordan store before it was open, put up all the pallet racking, and then products started coming in, and I had no idea what plumbing was whatsoever. And I was in charge of putting it all away. And the manager, he didn't get here till like 8, and we opened at 7, and I was the only one there, and I just took plumbers back with me and
you told
said,
me what
hey,
you want.
Well, what do you need? And I wrote it down, and then back then we were doing the white and greens.
Oh, yeah.
So I would just write it down on a piece of paper, and then later on we'd get it all put in.
Yeah.
So,
Those
and
were the days, man.
to this day, I still have some of the same guys that were coming in that, they just go back. Probably shouldn't say this, but they just go back into the warehouse and they pull their stuff.
Okay.
And they just come in and hand me a note.
Yeah.
So the same guys that were doing it before, that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the
So I started September 8th, 2008.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So almost
988.
Yep.
Nice.
This is Joey. Oh my gosh.
You got to be able to market that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You got to be able to throw a nice spin on it.
Man,
so
that's
you're coming
been,
up, man.
Yeah, that's been crazy. 2008.
Yeah. It's like a flash.
You couldn't have picked a better time to change employment. 2008.
Yeah, it was.
It was great.
So actually, what I did
You
is
nailed it.
I quit Sprinkler World and I started a little landscape company.
Okay.
And I quit in April, and it was really, really good. And then it just dried up.
You had all
September,
the faith in Barack Obama. You're like, this guy's going to take us to the promised land.
Yes, exactly. I remember when he got elected, I thought, there's no way we're going to get through this at all. I really thought we were going to, as a country, we're not going to get through this.
Our company actually did really good through the Obama years. We positioned ourselves really well for all that infrastructure money that came through. We actually did pretty good.
Yeah,
We found a way to adapt in all sorts of situations.
Yeah, we did well through the Trump years too. So
we did.
Fantastic.
Just the last 4 years have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully things change.
Yeah, we'll see. They'll change.
They will change.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see which way it changes.
Which way it swings. So you said you owned your own landscaping business. So did you go from Sprinkler World to that landscaping business?
So Sprinkler World to the landscaping business, and then I was buying stuff from Mountain States. And at the time, Matt Tishner was there, and he was like bugging me. He said, "Why don't you come to work for us? Come to work for us." And I told him, "I'm going to give this a little bit of go," and it slowed down quite a bit for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I better find something for the winter.
Yeah.
And I
were you just running like one crew, like
just me and a couple guys.
Okay.
And so I just decided I'm just going to come work here for the winter.
Yeah. Isn't that weird how it
here
works
I am,
that way?
16 years later, still in the same place.
It's his summer job. It's your winter job.
Yeah.
So, just out of curiosity, you have your own business. You didn't even go back to Sprinkler World to buy from when you went to Mountain States.
Well, I was buying from both.
Oh, you're playing the game.
We already talked about this, dude. He sits on the fence.
That's true.
He's trying to keep us both happy.
We can just say I was just buying strictly from Mountain States at the time, which is now Mountainland.
Yeah, we could say that. It wouldn't be true, but we could say it.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, we're not offended, dude. You can tell us that we weren't the pretty girl to dance.
I really went to whoever was closest.
Yeah.
It was a business decision to not
at that
drive
point,
across.
Yeah, at that point, you're
town.
saving gas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was just like, because I didn't ever hear of a falling out or anything like that with
Oh, no.
them, but
Oh, with Sprinkler World?
yeah.
No, I didn't. I left on good terms, and
Yeah.
but when I left is when Sprinkler World started to spiral.
So it was you.
Yes.
You
when I leave, everything falls
You
apart.
created a vacuum.
You were the
Yes.
glue
It
that held
imploded.
everybody together. Everything. So it's because I think I left about that same time too. I left in 2006.
You're a couple years. You went to work. I think you went to the temple.
Yeah, I went to work for Mount Timpanogos Temple.
Yeah.
And I did that while I was finishing school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I actually tell people too, I'm like, afterwards, after I left, it just started going downhill.
Yeah.
Everybody started bailing.
Well, it was funny because I was working at Mountain States, and Sprinkler World was calling me for everything. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they
all
had
the stuff,
shorts.
because they couldn't
They couldn't have
fulfill them
inventory.
because
Yeah.
they were cut off.
But and everybody was bailing too, because you had Travis that left, right?
Yep.
You had Matt Nelson.
Nelson.
He came and worked for you. Now no longer works with us. He went on. He's doing his own thing.
his own sprinkler stuff now.
And then, but you also had Alan Long. I came across Kelly. Yeah, I mean Kelly.
Matt Scott
Matt
was
Scott.
that same.
Matt Scott.
Yeah, he was
Matt Scott was
earlier.
way before.
He was way before.
He was 04.
He was
Or
before I
03.
started working at Mountainland, or not Mountainland, but Sprinkler World. He left right before I started. And then we also have Steve Lane.
Steve Lane. Yep.
Well, and Steve Parker too.
Yeah, and then you have Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a bunch of them here.
Yeah.
Pam Wilson was there too. She's no longer with us either, but
She was. I don't think she was there. Was she there when you were there?
Yeah.
in Springville, right? Or Spanish?
She was Springville.
Yeah.
She did like collections or something like that.
She was. Yeah.
Because I worked with.
No, she was in purchasing. I thought.
Was it purchasing? I think she did it all.
You just
she,
have
she bumped
It's
along.
the Hotel California, dude.
Yeah.
This whole industry.
I had
Check out
a-
and never leave.
Do you ever? I don't know if you know this, but when I started, there was a guy that I worked with. He was like super tall. His name was Zach. Anyways, Pam Wilson was his aunt. So, anyways,
He was Pam Wilson's aunt.
Well,
Pam Wilson was his aunt.
Dallin
Just
Ellsworth.
kidding.
That's Pam's his aunt.
So I'm
Oh,
wondering-
Dallin is
maybe-
Pam's related to Pam.
Pam's
Man.
nephew.
I should ask
didn't
him
know
that if he knows him. That's the guy.
Zach.
I think
Zach Wilson, that's her
Did
son.
Zach?
It wasn't her son.
Okay.
Did he work in the Springville location?
No, he was in Orem with me.
Oh, I don't.
He was hit and miss, but anyways.
So now your branch, the branch in West Jordan sells everything, right? Except for HVAC.
Well, yeah, we don't do HVAC, but we do pretty much everything.
So how has that been transitioning to sell most of the line card? Because you sell Geos out of there, you sell everything but HVAC.
Yeah.
How has that been to shove more inventory into a smaller place?
It's been challenging.
Yeah.
Trying to find space to store everything is always, a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had to get creative and stack stuff on top of other stuff. And when we need it, we move it out and then put the other stuff back. And I think we've got like 6 or 7 containers up there. We got 2 trailers and like 6 or 7 Connexes
Yeah.
that we work out of, which not ideal, but it keeps stuff dry.
Do what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
How did you? What? This is. I think it's all right for this group, but like, what's your opinion on that? Like, was that the right decision to move or not?
No,
No,
it was not
You're
the
a
right
hard
decision. Yeah. At the time, it made more sense.
no.
I think we're doing $500,000 to $700,000 in sales
Per
on
month.
that location per month, and now we're doing anywhere from 2.5 to 5 million
Yeah.
a month. And it was probably about a year and a half, 2 years after we left there that we really started to take off.
What was the change?
It was all me.
Oh god.
A big one. I mean,
A
you
big-
got sales guys out of there, selling out of there. Marty was a big one.
So a big thing
Yeah.
was the waterworks. So we really wrapped our fingers around waterworks, and it really took off. And then we hired some sales guys from some of the competition,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they brought a lot of work with us. And plumbing's really taken off too.
Well, plumbing's always been a
We've-
staple. You always had good sales guys out of there with plumbing.
Yeah, we brought Chad Mickelson in
Yeah.
probably 2000,
Right
10
after
or so.
Yeah, right after you moved.
and we were doing a lot of industrial plumbing.
Yeah.
With Kyle Voss was there and Ron Ford, and that's what their forte was. Then we brought Chad in, and he started going to residential plumbing. So that's really what we're doing a bunch of is residential. We don't do a lot of industrial.
Yeah.
We just do plumbing or waterworks is our 2 big things. We do a little bit of irrigation. We sell a little bit of geo.
I often reflect upon that decision and just wonder if we made the right decision. And that's, I mean, hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah, there's
And
nothing we
you
do
can look
now.
at that and say,
I don't
Yeah.
think we would have made that decision today.
I don't think so either. I think if we knew what was coming, we would have said, hey, we're going to plug through. But at the time, I remember that was our highest rent.
It was
And
like
it was
54,
I had
55,000.
60,000 in my head, but
It was close.
somewhere around
it's
in
somewhere
there.
around there.
Yeah.
And I know that there were some issues with like the partnership and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. So, it was probably the right decision at the time, but I often look back and say, man, I wish we would have
Oh.
kept that because that building would have been
Plus, we had
awesome
the
to
5
have right
acres next door to it too.
Yeah.
That we could.
And it was all paved, right?
Well,
the other 5
the
acres.
store
The other
was
5 wasn't
the store
developed.
was paved, and the other side wasn't. But we could have.
We left all those pillars that we drove in there.
No, we took.
Oh, we took those
had them
out,
taken
huh?
They're in West Jordan now.
Yeah.
Dave Hall and I, when we built it, we went through. We rented an auger and we put
Good old
them,
Dave,
we put them
dude.
all in.
Dave's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
Yeah.
Man, that was. Anyways, that's one of the. There's a few decisions that we have that you reflect on. You're like,
Yeah.
Did we?
Well, you
make
learn
that?
from them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we've also learned from the decision of going to the bigger to smaller is, I think within the first year we knew that it's too small.
Yeah.
And we were already looking to try and buy more property or lease more property
Yeah.
or something like
At
that.
that location.
At that location.
Right.
And honestly, that was the very first time that we had that. And then it seems like every time after that, we've always had this. Within a year to 2 years, we build this beautiful building, and we do all this, the tenant improvements. And then it would always just kill me because in a year that I'm getting from the branch manager, hey, I want to
need
spend
more
another
space.
X amount because I got to put in this mezzanine and it's
Or I need
X
a
dollars.
lean-to,
It was
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? How are we not foreseeing this? And to the point now that's actually plays into a lot of what we do and the decisions that we make in buildings, because we've actually started saying, hey, we're going to build a building with someone and it's going to be a 60,000 square foot building, but we're only going to take 30,000 and then we'll sublease the other 30,000 or we'll let the landlord lease it out, but on a short-term lease. So knowing that in 2, 3, 4 years, we're probably going to need it.
Yeah.
And what's happened is every time the buildings come, we're ready to take possession of it, it's like,
We want the whole thing.
we'll just take the whole thing because we already can foresee that, okay, we're having so much demand that we just need it and we'll do it. So that's actually changed our mindset going forward, is because of, West Jordan, Springville was another one that we had issues with. So anyways, we've learned from some of those things.
Well, I'm glad we could be your guinea pig.
Sorry,
You're
that we had
you're a guinea pig for a lot of things,
Yeah.
bud.
yeah. Sorry we had to put you through it.
That's all right.
And, today, it would be nice to be in that other building, but
It would be.
Your branch is a big reason why we do fiberglass repair in-house, because you guys had a lot of fiberglass that would blow over out there before.
Oh yeah,
I mean, tons.
we still do.
Yeah, but that's a big reason why we brought it in-house,
Yeah.
because we'd have Metro out there 5 or 6 times a
Right.
week, trying
And
to
they're
fix.
charging $125
Right.
a time.
yeah.
So I think that's one thing that I really appreciate about you, is that you see issues that come up, but you bring a solution with it too. Like, hey, we're having a lot of breakage out here. Why don't we do this in-house?
Well, we've
It's
tried
not
it.
hard.
We tried it a couple times getting in-house guys, and they always quit. So
Yeah.
hopefully this guy stays
Well,
around.
Ramon's a stud, and
Yeah.
he does a great
Yeah.
job, and he's dedicated to it. So it's been good to have consistency there. But honestly, that kind of sprang from ideas that you had. So you're an idea factory.
Yeah, remember that.
You may be fence sitter, but you are an idea factory.
I'm a fence sitter, but
Okay, one thing that you feel that you would love to tell younger people at Mountainland Supply, or less tenured people at Mountainland Supply, about being successful here or having a fun, good experience here.
well, what I tell people is that if you're going to come to work at Mountainland, it is a great company to work for. You're not going to be rich, but you're not going to be poor either. And the upper management wants to take care of you. They care about the people that are downstream. We do lots of fun things for our employees. We have a company party in the wintertime. It's not a Christmas party. It's a
Year-end,
Year-end
Ownership
celebration.
celebration.
ownership,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it.
And then we do a summer party, and then the management has kind of let you do whatever you want to do for your employees.
Yeah.
You can have barbecues, or you can, we do a thing at West Jordan where we do bring your own meat and a side.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
And
really cool.
Guys will bring their own meat and then just a side, and then we just have.
How often do you do that?
Well, we used to do it quite a bit. We haven't done since I've taken the regional role. We haven't done it quite very often, but it was probably once a month we used to do it.
Yeah. It's kind of fun.
I think that's like one of the cool things I like about it is, like this example right here is we try and empower people to let them manage and do the things that they need you to do for their position, because we recognize that we can be a bottleneck, right? As management, any type of management can be a bottleneck. So it's delegate and just, let them empower them. But this one thing that I love about our branches is overall we have this company culture, but then you can go to every branch and you have like a microculture of it. And it's a reflection of the branch manager typically, hence the reason you say, it's not happening as much, but when you were branch manager, it's happening more. But it's really cool to kind of go to do branch visits and you feel that just a little bit of, oh, well, they do things a little bit different, or they do this and they do that. But you hear these stories of just the branches. And I think that's why you're a phenomenal leader, Jon, is because, people gravitate towards you.
Because I like to eat.
No. Like,
yes.
That
helps.
What you're saying about, management and stuff like that, that's really who you are as well. You take care of people. People come first in your life. And I've recognized that as we've talked about different things that you had, different issues come up, things like that. It's people are first for you, and you're very compassionate towards them. You want to make sure that they're taken care of, that you take care of them, and you want to make sure that them and their family are in a good spot. And I mean, that's honestly what makes you a phenomenal leader within our company, and a great example of our core values and a true leader here at Mountainland. So I think it's awesome, man.
Thank you.
You're a stud. I think this is where I say I love you, and you say it back.
I love you too.
Thank you. Okay.
We've known each other for a while.
Yeah, I can tell.
Right.
The grooming came in there too.
Good night, man. We've known each other for almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I started working at Sprinkler World in 97, 98. So it's like 25 years. So we've known each other for
Long
when did
time.
you start at Sprinkler World?
I think it was like 2003.
Okay.
So maybe 2002.
Yeah, because you said you left you came in right as Matt was leaving, and you left in 03.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was 98 when I started. And then I left for that 2-year vacation from 01 to 03, and then when I came back. So I was over 18. You weren't grooming me.
You left for 2 years?
2-year vacation?
In the Dominican Republic.
Oh, you went on a mission.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you can say that.
You can say whatever
2-year
you want,
vacation.
dude.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah. So I came back. You were there. You were in my life.
I was in your life.
And never to leave again.
You'll have to cut this out, but I remember going down there in winter times and you guys had all your Xbox stuff.
We'll have to cut this out.
Dude,
We don't cut anything out. This is all unscripted.
that's legit.
Yeah.
We did during the winter.
Yeah.
We would have Xboxes out and we'd be playing Halo.
Yeah.
I remember before I went on my 2-year
In Orem?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. And also I shouldn't even we also had
Okay, it was at a different company, not this company.
Yeah.
golf simulator on the
I don't
computer.
remember that one.
I don't know, but we would do it. So it'd be funny because
You're
go
in
out
the rough.
you go out and work for a little bit, and then it'd be like, hey, you're up. So you go back there, and then you would hurry and, shoot the hole, and then someone else would come back and you go back and work. But the Xbox, so before I went on my 2-year vacation, I actually broke my wrist. And I remember, I'll say it, Bert.
Oh, yeah. I know, Bert.
So
yeah.
we were there, and we were playing, and so they're like, oh, you won't be able to play Xbox because I had a cast on. I had surgery and I had a freaking cast. I was like, give me the remote. I'm sitting there. I can't even hold it, right? But I'm sitting there and I'm still whooping them. And I remember Bert getting so pissed off at me. He's like, how the hell are you doing this? And no. He's like, you have a broken wrist and you're still beating me. I'm like, I'm just good.
I can see Bert saying that.
Yep. He was so mad, but yeah, we used to play Xbox. That's when you could network them too.
Oh, yeah.
And we would network them. And so we'd have one up in that conference room upstairs. Then we'd have one down. We would run a Ethernet cable out the window and down. We'd have it like down right there. Then we'd have some out on the island. I mean, it was the funniest thing. Yeah. And there'd be nights that we'd stay there till midnight. We would order in pizza, everything like that. And we'd just have like a Halo tournament.
Those are the days.
Yeah.
When we were in Sandy and we would do, what is that gun called?
The airsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd play
in the warehouse?
And in the warehouse, there was a mezzanine on one side and a mezzanine on the other side. We'd split up in groups.
Oh, that's sweet.
And granted, this is winter. Winter's
Yeah, it's slower.
dead.
Yeah.
There's like nobody comes in the whole day.
Yeah.
But there was probably 6 or 7 of us there. We just split up in groups. Then we'd just go. If you got shot, you get out. It was so much fun. We had pallets set up. But then the following spring, when it got busy, man, we kept finding BBs. There were
Everywhere.
BBs everywhere.
Everybody's orders.
Alan Long was the regional guy, and he come in one time and he goes, "Oh, hey, what's going on here?" It was pretty dang funny.
That is a good impersonation of
Yeah. Yep.
with his adjusting his pants.
Yeah. I love that guy, man.
That is awesome.
But that stuff. That's why I like Brandon so much. Not necessarily why I like him, but he's come up through the ranks. He's been there. He's been that counter guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, both of you.
Yeah.
I don't know you from back then, but
Yeah.
you both of you done the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like about our company is that we've have guys that have been down at the driving and the counter positions.
You have empathy for the people in all positions that way.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You know what they're going through.
And, we want you to like your job. We've gone through I don't know. It's not all roses every day. And we get that.
We used to have great snowball fights. I'm sure they're not allowed to do it anymore because, somebody get hurt.
Yeah. Our
Man, we used to
insurance
have-
company would probably
We used
freak
to have
out.
epic snowball fights. It's so much fun. James Fisher, he can't throw to save his life, but he was a fun target.
Yeah.
A big time.
I hope James listens to this.
We love you, James. Anyways,
All right, we'll end it there because we could talk for hours.
I know. You're too easy to talk to, man.
Thanks for coming in. Was that painless? As painless as it could be?
Wasn't bad.
Okay, good. That's what it's all about. Thanks for coming in, bud.
I'll let you know when I see it later on.
Oh, it'll be
how
good.
dumb I look.
It'll be good. We all look dumb, dude.
Yeah.
We're dumb together.
This honestly, we've talked about this. We don't go back and listen to them
No.
or watch them.
Yeah.
Because it's just there's like a phobia.
It's
I think
weird.
It's weird to
you don't
hear
like
yourself.
hearing your own voice.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's
there's
not worth it.
literally one time we were driving back from Idaho and I had my wife in the car and she puts it on. I'm like, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm like, "Turn that off." And she's like, "Why? I want to listen to it." I'm like, "I don't want to hear it." It's like it's just
You already been there, done that.
It's unnerving.
So honestly, I don't go back and listen to them. So don't do it. It's not worth it.
Okay.
Let your wife do it. She
Yep.
can tell you how dumb you
I'm
look.
sure my kids will.
Yeah, good. They
Those
should.
are hurting my feelings.
We're hurting your feelings?
Yeah.
It's not you.
I
The
know.
editing is
I know.
great.
I know, but I just want you to look at it and be like, "Oh man, I look good.
It's
I
a
sound
masterpiece.
good.
Yeah.
If I was capable of sounding good, I would.
You guys sound great."
No,
No.
I
So
hate
you do
hearing my own
sound
voice.
good.
I hate
Beautiful.
hearing my own voice.
Actually, both of you sound good when I've watched them in the past. So.
Oh, look at that. He looked at you first, Joey.
We got-
and
we
he's
got
like,
faces
"You
for radio,
look."
though.
He's like, "You sound good." And then he's like, "Oh shit. Oh, Brendan, you
Yeah.
sound good too."
I'm not dumb.
He's a fence sitter, man. Oh.
it's okay.
Anyways.
We love you anyways, bud.
Love you guys too.
Okay. Love you, man.
All right. Thanks to everybody for jumping in and sharing some windshield time with us. We'll see you down the road.
Have a good one on.
Later.
See ya.